Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is November 20th, 2024, and today is moment of truth. NVIDIA earning just came up. Let's just jump on board for the NVIDIA. NVIDIA announced a $37 billion revenue for AI, which is 37.5 billion actually, which is above expectations, but obviously doesn't beat the highest expectation, which was around 41 billion. So that's why market just hammered it to the downside after hours. Right now it's at 3% to the downside, 141, 142. So it was even lower, but just getting back up just a little bit. Still, it is growing, but seems like the expectation or the hype of expectation is coming down, and people are just saying this company is growing very fast, but it's not as fast as we want. So that's why it's coming down. But I would say potentially tomorrow we will see another digestion or kind of like another scenario for NVIDIA. Right now, after hours, price beat it to the downside. I would say this stock is due for a corrective move, potentially to here for a fantastic buying opportunity, which is 118. I'm just looking for that one. It doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to get there, but if it gets there, again, if it gets there, I'm gonna just buy it. But right now, I'm just looking for some kind of like a choppiness down the road. Specifically, the stock market is in a choppiness as well. So let's go to S&P 500 daily chart. So here's the daily chart, and we just to see a nice bearish consolidation. As you remember, I was waiting for this consolidation to form to get here somehow around like a 59, 59, 30, and then getting back to the downside, potentially to this great area for a fantastic buying opportunity. Again, it doesn't mean that we are getting there, but if it gets there, that's going to be a great pattern to see. Going to the 4 hour chart, which is my expectation or my analysis is coming here. So we just got a very choppy day, coming back up, going down yesterday, and then getting back up today. So today we just got the last 4 hours actually getting back to the upside 5,900. The best scenario is going to be 59.62, which is this area. So if it gets there, I would say this is going to be a perfect scenario for short, and we can get to the short side. The stop loss is going to be above all-time high. So still waiting for that one to see how it goes. The downside target, the minimum, I would say the maximum downside target we should expect is somewhere around 54 to 54.50. This is the area that I'm looking at for S&P 500. Moving on to Nasdaq, which was kind of like a volatile as well. This is 4 hours short for Nasdaq. The same pattern here is forming. Obviously, this is a bearish consolidation with the bigger shadows, lower shadows. So when you see a bigger lower shadows like this, you should see some kind of like a momentum to the upside. And I believe that 1,000 is going to be maximum. The best scenario is going to be 20,937. So that's the area for the stock to get there for the index. If index gets here, so we're going to see a sell-off or short position we're going to take. Stop loss is going to be obviously above a new all-time high or at new all-time high. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to Dow, which was positive. I believe that Dow just formed the bottom, at least for the short term. So yesterday I mentioned it in my video as well. Dow gave me a buy signal, and sure enough, we just got a buy signal today for Dow, confirmed today, going back up nicely positive. And the Dow is getting back to the upside. We may see some kind of like a scenario, 44,000 is coming for Dow as a price to get to the downside again. So this is kind of like a pivotal point, 44,000. Keep an eye on this one. Moving on to gold, I believe gold was positive as well. So the momentum is still shifting higher. Let me just bring the chart here. Momentum is shifting higher, and we are getting to kind of like a very interesting area. This is a supply area, 2660 all the way up to 2710. So this is the area that I'm looking at. This could be a reversal point. So this $50 could be a reversal point with a stop loss here above this supply area, somewhere around like a 2750 or 2760. I would say even higher than that. So let me just put a stop loss here to see how what's going to be the level. The level is going to be just above this, which is going to be 2760. Yes. So 2765, I would say that's going to be a good stop for short position for gold, and gold can get here. If it gets here, we're going to see some kind of like a nice scenario for a short setup. As I said, the stop loss is going to be here, and we can see some kind of like a rolling over to the downside. I believe the lower low is coming for gold. The scenario is going to be 23 to 2400, somewhere around here for a consolidation. There are lots of supports, demands, everything is there. But my ideal scenario, again, this is ideal. This is just a kind of like the scenario that I'm looking at, is this important demand area. So this is the area that I'm looking at, which is 2143 to 2222. So if it gets there, that would be a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic buying opportunity for gold. This is just not a dream. It could be a reality down the road. Moving on to silver, which hammered today as well. So silver 1%, 1.22% to the downside. Silver just paving its way for another drop to here to this area, which is going to be a fantastic buying opportunity. So 26 to $27. That's the area. So let me just put it here. So this is the area that I start to buying silver if it gets here. So we will see. If it gets here, it's going to be a monthly, weekly pivotal point for silver. But before that, we need to get below this pivotal point, somewhere around $29. Moving on to crude, which had a choppy day, so still forming a choppy. This is a bullish consolidation, a small bullish consolidation. We may see another pop to this area. So this area, which is going to be a 72.67, that would be the scenario for crude. And above that, it needs more kind of like a booster or fundamental news to tackle it higher. It is very, very choppy. Crude is very, very choppy these days. Everyone is looking at Middle East. Everyone is looking at Ukraine. Even Iran again came back to the news for the nuclear program. So lots of geopolitical tensions again could be kind of like a beneficial, or they could be kind of like influencer for crude as well. Moving on to let me just NVIDIA 143. So it seems like market is just pricing up a bit. As I said, this stock is growing and there's nothing wrong, but the expectation is too high. Bitcoin new all-time high 94,000. So 94,000 is for Bitcoin. Still looking for a correction to the downside for add more. I still have my positions. I just double check more than 4% of my portfolio, investment portfolio is on Bitcoin, which is a decent position. And it was like 8% before this move. It goes here. Some people are saying, okay, what's the next? The next analysis for me is going to be the maximum target is going to be 110K for me, at least for a short term. But I'm not buying here just because the setup is not preferable for me. If you think that it can go higher from this, you can put your stop loss below this area and it can go higher. My ideal scenario is going to be correction to this area or this area for a next buying opportunity. So as I said, I keep my half of position invested. I didn't change it. I didn't scale it out. I didn't sell it. I didn't sell it. But I'm just looking for adding more if price gives me some kind of like opportunity. So we will see Ethereum on the other side going down. This pattern is not great, but Ethereum is forming in this bearish consolidation. It's forming kind of like a W pattern. So if this is a H or W pattern, if it goes higher, that would be kind of like a nice bullish scenario for breakthrough. So look at 3,200. So if it gets above 32, I believe Ethereum can tackle this area, which if Bitcoin keeps momentum to the upside, Ethereum can go higher as well. Bond yield, just getting back to the upside today. This one doesn't want to go down. This one doesn't want to cool down. This put pressure obviously on yield, but on bond, but bond is holding up very well this $90 area. So with this strong bond yield, bond holds up itself. So this is very, very important because this tells me bond is about to bottom. And this bottom is very, very important. Bond yield is at its top. It keeps growing higher, but bond hold itself. So this is very important. If bond yield rotating to the downside, bond can skyrocket to the upside. VIX at 4%, 5% to the upside today, still a higher shadow here. There's no kind of like a confirmation for a bigger signal, but we are above $17. So that's kind of like the scenario everyone just keep looking at. Because as long as we are above 16, this means the fear is in the market. Dollar, just a strong move to the upside, good bullish consolidation, nice breakthrough, but shadow is just there. So we need to get above 107. Still, we are in a danger zone for dollar because it can just reversing back to the downside. Magma indicator, dollar down today, but after hours it keeps grinding higher. Apple goes higher today, 72 cents. Very mixed basket of the technology stocks today. Amazon $1.73 down today. So Amazon goes down even after hours, just took a hit, but still holding up as long as we are above this important 184 to 180. We should be positive on this. But if it gets here, we should just go for Amazon this area. So this is the area that I just put in my chart. And these two levels, so I'm going to add when a stock is getting there. When? I don't know. Meta just forming this pennant, deformed pennant pattern. It's just reacting nicely to the upside. It can go higher again above 590, but above that, that would be kind of like the scenario for a strong fundamental reason to momentum to the upside. Microsoft, as I said, this chart is dirty. I don't like it. So there are lots of chops here. 415. I would be buyer around here, this area, not here or even not here. So maybe just down here. Google, $2.14 down today after yesterday pop. Again, this chart is getting choppy as well. This is a bigger picture bullish consolidation, not a bad setup. Netflix new all-time high again, $12 today, 883. Netflix keeps grinding higher. You see that? There is no news for Netflix, just the revenue. And that revenue helped the stock grinding higher. A Tesla dollar down today, actually $3 down today. So this one is getting back down. So this is a choppy after sugar rush on election. Tesla just getting choppy. Semiconductor index going down today, even after hours took a hit because of NVDA. $1.64 down. SOX, the same pattern here. $1.64 down for SOX. Taiwan Semiconductor. This is a hammer, but stocks getting down. AMD just doji, kind of like a very, I would say, this chart is bearish, folks. This is not bullish. The stock is trying to find a bottom because this is a previous bottom. But look at this. So the stock doesn't have momentum. If it gets down below this low, I would say the stock easily can go to 111 to 125. NVIDIA, $12 down today, $12 down. After hours, it took a hit, but still, after hours actually is getting better because from a 5% now it's getting to 2.5%. So it's not bad. Still, people are digesting the result for NVIDIA. Texas Instrument gap down today, hold up here. Texas is kind of like overshooting to the downside. If this is abandoned, baby, we need to see a positive gap up tomorrow. So which is going to be the case? Lamb Research, this is a good one, folks. I like this. I know the chart looks ugly, but this is usually at the end of the bottom for stocks. So you see that there are lots of good names, even with semiconductors, they're oversold rather than overbought. Everyone is paying attention to NVIDIA, but this stock is very valuable, has fantastic earning, but market doesn't have a kind of like a mentality on this. But if it gets there, it's gonna just go and keep growing higher like this. XLF financials, they're just getting back down today, 15 cents down. KBE 22 cents down. KRE 18 cents down. JP Morgan $2.31 down. Goldman Sachs 55 cents up, and Bank of America 35 cents down. Moving on to Wells Fargo, 15 cents up. All in all, I should say banks are beneficiary by Trump's admin. Right now, they're overbought. The problem is they're overbought and they're due for a corrective move. As long as they hold this area, they can go higher. But when market is getting back to the downside, I believe one of the leader on the downside would be banks. Moving on to GDX, after a 3 days pop, today we just got hiccup. GDXJ, the same pattern here, going down actually. AEM 35 cents down, up. New month at 19 cents down. Remember, I would say this stock can go lower, a deep lower to this area, potentially for a great buying opportunity, waiting for that one. Franco Nevada, 19 cents up. And gold barrick 17 cents up. This one is getting to this broken trend line. I believe this is a pullback and we can get to the lower low. Potentially this area, that would be a fantastic scenario. But I would say, let me just tell you, if we get here somewhere around this area, which is going to be $15 right there to $16. Oh, sorry. So this would be kind of like the scenario that I'm looking at. There are lots of good demands here. However, this demand tested twice. So if you're looking for investment, I would say take 50% here. The next 50% is going to be this area, which is going to be a great buying opportunity. This is long-term support or demand for gold barrick. And I'm just looking for this to get here to have some in my portfolio. Moving on to the XLE, which is energy stocks. Fantastic move, right? So again, energy stocks could be outperformer. We are happy of this. We like this. XOP, which is oil and gas exploration ETF, great move higher, almost a $2.34 up. OH, $3.84 off. Fantastic move. So this is a good bull flag. If it breaks above this 308, it can go higher. Exxon, $1.69 up. Exxon, if it goes above $1.23, it can go higher easily to even new all-time high, which I believe that it can happen. Great move for Chevron. This is a kind of like a choppy consolidation before the major breakout above 164. Remember, 162, 164 is a massive resistance if it gets above it. So we can just see some bullish structure is forming to the upside and can just outperform the other names. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button and hope you're doing well. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.